Episode 2 Revenant releases next Tuesday, but today Bungie had a live stream revealing some content dropping in the new release. They talk a bit about the story, Fikrul using corpses to build a new army, combat and reward tonics, the new artifact perks, an Onslaught revamp with new bosses like the Scorn Revenant Baron, a new primary ammo breach loading grenade launcher, inverted spire rework, possible Prison of Elders return, a new Xurfboard, and tons more. Welcome Guardians, let's take a look. So today Bungie had their stream of Revenant and Frontiers. In this video we're going to be talking about everything announced for Revenant coming out next Tuesday, and I'll have another video on the channel in a little bit talking about the Frontiers changes, which look pretty extensive and exciting. Let's first start by talking about the story of Revenant and what exactly is going on here. The death of the Witness coalesced with the Traveler's light and formed into echoes, which went around Sol System. From echoes, we know that Maya Sundaresh got one of these and changed how the Vex saw themselves. Now the same treatment comes to the Scorn, and Fikrul is raising an undead army. The Scorn are going to evolve and fundamentally change how they are. In order to build said darkness army, apparently you need corpses, or rather Fikrul does. The Elixni are involved in this story because they want to prevent this. So we team up with Mithrax, Eido, and use ancient Elixni lore to help us craft Tonics and battle this evolving Scorn threat. Crow will be involved in the season as the new Hunter Vanguard. He's got to deal with his creation in Fikrul. And other Elixni will also take part and want Fikrul taken down. Ferrix is shown speaking at one of the activities, so I'm assuming that's in reference to him. So Scorn are going to be a big threat, but also the Shadow Legion in some of the activities. The Shadow Legion's leader has been slain in Callus and the Witness, and now they are grasping for power as well, doing the bidding of Fikrul, who has this powerful echo. So they first up showed some of the tonics you can get from the apothecary space. The first one are more combat flavor volatile tonics which boost artifact perks. So you can see a couple of examples of these. This one, finishers grant you a small amount of health for 60 minutes when you use it. While Frost Armor is active, primary ammo stasis weapons deal bonus damage. Shattering a stasis crystal grants you a small amount of class ability energy. On the other side, you have the loot or enriching tonics. Consuming these increases rewards earned by defeating combatants and completing activities. Now they unfortunately didn't show any of those, but you get the basic idea. Like Into the Light, you'll be able to attune to specific weapons in the season. You won't be able to craft those weapons, but you can target which ones you want and go after those god rolls.
Kind of paint it with a meta I'd say, rather. It'd be very focused on sniper rifles, solar. If there was a similar theme for this particular artifact, what would it be?
So it goes very hard into stasis,
yeah.
Like touches all of the stasis verbs. If you want to make a stasis build, you can amplify it in a bunch of ways here. We're also adding a bunch of grenade launcher perks. So we've got overload grenade launchers, which is great, like tagging those like super deadly overload champions.
Yeah.
We're also bringing back a variant of like everyone's favorite grenade launcher artifact perk, Breach and Clear.
Oh yes,
So you can weaken enemies, and then when you boost it, you can get the second part of that old perk.
Nice.
We were saying earlier, you can boost artifact perks with the potion system.
That's right, yeah. Good. I also will admit I'm very selfishly excited to see Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle back. It's been so long.
Anti-Barrier.
I've missed it.
Barrier Scout is great.
I'm going to pretend like that's just for me, for my own benefit today.
We're trying something a bit different with this artifact as well, in that, so the first column is all anti-champion mods, and the final column is all of the pinnacle ones, like the capstones for your artifact builds.
Right, yeah.
But columns 2, 3, and 4 are roughly equivalent in power, which will let you mix and match them more freely instead of feeling like you have to like go for the top tier ones. They're all usable in builds.
It's less of a linear escalation and more of just a mix and match in a lot of ways. Very exciting.
Next up, Onslaught is making a return and getting an entire revamp. There's going to be 3 maps and new defenses and factions for you to fight in the Scorn and Dark Cabal. Original Onslaught is also getting updated with all these changes you'll see with the maps and modes, and the Moth Yards map is getting changed around because people didn't really like that when Onslaught came out. Here though, they show us gameplay from the Widow's Court version of the map. There's a new mode called Onslaught Salvation, and power will be enabled, so weapons and power will matter when you head into the activity. There's some pretty cool new additions in some defenses, a deployable turret like the one from Destiny 1. You can place the turret down and hop in and fire at your heart's content. If you upgrade this thing, it'll get more health and deal more damage, and it also can get scorching rounds, and those scorching build crafting options will play into the turret as well. Another new defense is an airstrike. You can mark anywhere on the ground, and when enemies run over it, a beam will rain down from above. This is pretty much the untested Ishtar weapon from Lightfall. It's a giant trip mine and will have upgrade capabilities as well. They've also heard fan feedback around the tripwires from the basic Onslaught back and into the light. Explosions now will deal stasis slow fields, and when you upgrade it, it'll create stasis crystals. Onslaught Salvation will have a couple of new additions to gameplay. Like you went inside the pyramid ship in the original version, here you'll rescue Elixni from a Revenant nest and encounter a Revenant Baron enemy. You'll have to chase a totem around the area to find the Baron and take it out. There'll also be some new bosses. In a recent video, we talked about the new Banes being introduced in Revenant. For example, that nuclear enemy that's going to explode if you don't reach it and take it out, or the one you have to go up in melee to take down its shield. Banes like these will be available in the expert mode only. Here's a look at the breach loading grenade launcher that was shown. It's the Season Pass exotic. It's a stasis primary ammo grenade launcher like Fighting Lion. For its exotic trait, as you defeat enemies, you'll gather remnants, which will appear by your exotic bar. When it reaches 50%, you'll get a special ammo brick, and when it reaches 100, you'll spawn a heavy ammo brick, so more of a support role, allowing you to generate ammo for your fire team. They also mentioned that Fighting Lion is getting a little bit of a buff with making enemies volatile. Icebreaker is back in the new dungeon and is getting some changes to how it works. If you played Destiny 1, you know it kinda completely destroyed the ammo economy at one point, so some changes were warranted. Now assist and final blows from other weapons will generate ammo for Icebreaker. There's 10 rounds in the magazine. So as long as you get kills and assist, you'll have ammo around. Apparently ice and stasis will also play into this as well. Here's a section where they spoke about some of the other weapons coming in Revenant. The inverted Spire Strike is going to return. The encounters have been changed and more Vex are in it than we are used to. And with Act 2, they're bringing back a Destiny fan favorite activity. It's confirmed it's not Sparrow Racing League, unfortunately, so many people believe it could be the Prison of Elders, given the possible reef setting, the Fallen and Scorn, and Varix making a return. In the last section of the stream, they kinda labeled cool stuff. A second earnable skimmer is now coming to the game for those that don't have one, and it's got a pretty sick name called the Xurfboard. This is a 9-themed skimmer and is available for 97 strange coins, so save up your coins starting today. And lastly, a look at the Festival of the Lost armor sets, the Evil Wizard set for the Hunter and Warlocks, and the Good Wizards for the Titans. Anyway, Guardians, that's all we got for today's video. A quick look at Revenant releasing next Tuesday. If you'd like to see the video about Frontiers, be sure to stay tuned to the channel in a little bit, and I thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video.